Are you serious? Are you serious? Is the gamers gone wild? Has the competition in the video game world come to a level where, and you have to, the reason I say this, have they gone wild? Have the gamers gone wild? Because David Katz, age 24, who lost in that Madden 19 Championship Series match yesterday, decided to go back out to his car, get a gun, come back in, and kill people and wound a bunch more before taking his own life. He was married. He had a young son. How could the rage, how could the anger of losing, how could the competitiveness drive him to this? I played sports myself my whole life when I was younger. I understand competition and competitiveness and playing against those even tougher than you and having to raise the bar and rise to the occasion. I understand how that competitive spirit is, but at the same time, there's a mutual respect for those who you compete against. Never does it ever come to the point that you want to go into violence and murder. So there's more going on in the brain. The psyche is those involved in the video gaming. That's not the only game they play. When they venture themselves into the competitive, violent video games, does it rewire the brain? Is there a psychological adjustment going on? Is there a demonic presence involved? Are you serious? Well, let me tell you a little bit about David Katz, 24 years old. David Katz, the shooter, who then killed himself at the scene. He killed also West Virginian Taylor Robinson, who was 27 years old, and he also killed the Californian Eli Clayton, who was 22 years old. This mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida on Sunday also left 11 other people wounded. The shooting broke out during the Madden NFL gaming tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, and they're at the Jacksonville Landing. Witnesses say the shooter was a pro gamer who had just lost in the tournament. Other gamers described David Katz as weird or nerdy and refusing to shake hands. So he was not a good sport. Okay, he was not. So there was a lot more going on there than normal. Horrifying live stream audio from the tournament captured the screams of victims, and the shooter allegedly had a laser gun sight on his handgun when he shot up the room before taking his own life. Federal agents raided the shooter's family home and in an upscale part of Baltimore, and the Florida governor visited victims, and Trump has even offered federal resources to help in this investigation. Matter of fact, David Katz was 24, and why in the world would he do this? And is there have we trained? Because I'm saying NFL football Madden wouldn't bring this type of violence out of an individual. He had won 13 out of 18 prior matches in the Madden NFL tournaments. So he was an up-and-coming star among the NFL Madden gamers. But the problem, I think, is many of these gamers don't just play the sports games themselves. They venture into these other darker areas and into the virtual world of gaming. And when you start to understand the violence and if people allow their spirit to get in past the sporting, past the football, basketball, and all the games you can play, which games is games. And, you win and lose, and you realize it's a sporting event. So I'm really strange that he would do that at something like this. But when they venture into other darker paths, into other darker, violent games that are available, to the point of murder and points for murdering people and all the other wicked stuff. And then you have the sexual side as well, which takes people to another whole level of psychological rewiring and demonic entities that begin to take over the human spirit. People don't understand You are what you eat. You are what you feed yourself. You are what you consume. And that has to do with reading, has to do with watching whatever it is you're watching or whatever you're participating in. So really I pray for the family of this young man that absolutely is just got to be, they're stunned. Matter of fact, family members are stunned. Federal agents have already raided his home of his family, trying to find out just exactly what else did he come with the intention to kill people? Was he a mass murderer in disguise playing in a competitive environment? Or did something snap in his brain that caused him to do such a terrible reaction? Now, Florida Governor Rick Scott did go to the hospital and visit several of the injured people Sunday night, and offered condolences to the folks. But it's just really a terrible thing. It's just unbelievable. Wow. Keep praying, guys. We got to start understanding the dangerous world we're going in. I'll just tell you a little something about this. Taking people into the cyber world, I'm afraid, and with AI technology coming, and the robots that are coming, and how that them robots. You talk about we've moved our brains into the virtual world, but now we're going to take the virtual world back into our real world. These synthetic robots that resemble people, and now the sexual robot phenomenon that's going to take over the world. You're going to see that. It's going to be off the charts. And the violence also, we're talking about super soldiers, super killer robots. All these different things. And yes, there's going to be virtual. So we've went from going into a virtual world to bringing a virtual world into our world. Augmented world. A supernatural, superficial, but dangerous experiment in the human psyche. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We are in the last days. It is absolutely a fact. Are you saved? I'll be back with more. Current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're living in the last days.